Have you ever wondered what Jesus was like as a kid? The Bible tells us about his miraculous birth and his public ministry starting around age 30. But what about all those years in between? What was life like for a young boy growing up in Nazareth? This period, often called the silent years, is one of history's most fascinating mysteries. Let's explore what we can piece together about the hidden life of Jesus. Imagine first century Nazareth. It wasn't a big city, but a small, humble village nestled in the rolling hills of Galilee. Picture dusty, unpaved streets, simple stone houses, and the constant hum of daily life. This is where Jesus grew up. His world would have been filled with the sights and sounds of a rural community. The bleating of sheep, the chatter of neighbors at the village well, and the rhythmic clang of a hammer on wood. And that sound of a hammer likely came from his own home. His father Joseph was a tekton, a Greek word that means carpenter or craftsman. In their family workshop, a young Jesus would have learned the trade. You can imagine him, a boy with sawdust in his hair, watching his father's skilled hands. He would have started with simple tasks, maybe sanding a piece of wood or fetching tools. As he grew, he would have learned to measure, cut and join timber, crafting everything from plows and yokes for oxen to tables and doors for their neighbors. This wasn't just a job, it was a way of life, teaching him patience, precision, and the value of hard work. He was building the world around him, one piece of wood at a time. His life wasn't just work, of course. He was part of a family. He lived with his mother, Mary, and as he grew, the family expanded. The Gospels mention he had brothers, James, Joseph, Judas, and Simon, and sisters too. He would have been the eldest brother, a role that came with responsibility. Their home would have been filled with the normal chaos and love of a large family, sharing meals, playing together, and learning the scriptures and prayers taught by their mother, Mary. He lived a completely human life, experiencing the joys of family and the routines of a simple village existence. He wasn't in a monastery. He was right in the middle of a bustling, ordinary family. Now, there is one incredible story that breaks the silence of his youth. When Jesus was 12 years old, his family made their annual pilgrimage to Jerusalem for the Passover festival. The city would have been electric, filled with pilgrims from all over. After the festival, as the caravans began their journey home, Mary and Joseph assumed Jesus was with relatives or friends in the large traveling group. It wasn't until a full day's journey had passed that they realized he was missing. Imagine their panic. They rushed back to Jerusalem, searching frantically for 3 days. Where would a 12-year-old boy go? They finally found him in the one place they might not have expected, the temple courts. And he wasn't lost or scared. He was sitting among the most learned teachers and elders of Israel, listening intently and asking them profound questions. Everyone who heard him was astonished at his understanding and his answers. When a relieved and likely exasperated Mary asked him why he had caused them so much worry, his reply was stunning. "Why were you searching for me? Did you not know that I must be in my Father's house?" At just 12 years old, he had a clear, deep understanding of his unique relationship with God. This single event gives us a powerful glimpse into his divine consciousness, even as a boy. It showed that while he was living a normal human life, he was always aware of his divine mission. After this, the Bible simply says he went back to Nazareth with his parents and was obedient to them, growing in wisdom and stature, and in favor with God and man. And then, silence. For the next 18 years, from age 12 to 30, the scriptural record is blank. So what happened during this time? These weren't empty years, they were years of preparation. He continued his life as a carpenter in Nazareth, a respected craftsman in his community. He was living a quiet, faithful life, hidden from the public eye. He wasn't performing miracles or preaching to crowds. He was simply living, working, and growing. He was honoring his parents, serving his community through his trade, and deepening his relationship with his Father in heaven through prayer and study of the scriptures. This period of quiet obscurity is profoundly significant. It teaches us that most of life is lived in the ordinary, not in the spotlight. His silent years show us the holiness of a normal life lived in obedience to God. Before he could step onto the public stage to change the world, he had to first be faithful in the small, unseen moments of daily life in Nazareth. His 30 years of quiet, humble living were the essential foundation for his 3 years of world-changing ministry. The silence wasn't an absence of purpose, it was the very fulfillment of it. It was the quiet, steady growth of the boy who would become the savior of the world. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this reflection on Jesus' early life meaningful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more stories that explore the depths of faith. We'll see you in the next one.